not happy I'm holding
Military
her.
Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Think of all that time. Every wait in the winter. Think of all that time. Those hours no one else every sprint in the summer. Every wait in the winter. Every sacrifice. Early mornings on the levee. Late nights in the film room. Bus rides to playoff games. Every bump in the road. Every moment of ecstasy. Every moment of doubt. Years wondering, is it all worth it? It's all led to this. Man, I got this. It's a 60-minute drive for a 60-minute game. After all the miles we've traveled, we're almost there. After all the hours we've worked, one more can make us legends. After all that time, this is our time.
Seems like no nonsense guy. Like he's
re-emphasize that for the Saints fans out there on TikTok. Caveman, what did you just say?
The rebuild starts right now. Marshawn Lattimore's gone, so the defense, like we're not getting any better.
Looking to get into Smith. What a pass! That's game! Dewariel Smith with the game winner! Oh my goodness!
And that is why you have Aaron Fry pass the ball in. A career year, and like you have you have the best quarterback in the league, arguably the best wide receiver in the league, and you've got the best edge rusher in terms of total sacks this season. And you're 4-7, and your playoff chances are hanging on by a thread.
As true as day is night, my friend. Death, taxes, and the Chicago Bears losing to the Green Bay Packers. It's what it is. It's what it's always going to be.
Let's make it interesting.
We're making it interesting. Come on. Give us the freaking moment. We'll take it.
Oh, no!
Oh, no.
Put him in there.
This back
Put him in there.
Who the heck is that guy?
Deflected good, help defense from the Warriors. Oh, what a pass! And Kuminga throws it down! This could be the pass of the year so far. You might watch every game the rest of the season in the NBA.
Mr. Announcer guy. So don't you go saying that you're never going to see that.
You're such a hater.
You are live at Till the Final Whistle.
We are back.
You left us and I took your line. I'm sorry, man.
Okay, dude.
You moved away. I took your line before the show.
It's okay. It's all
Jimmy
right.
Covers.
I like it. Steal it. It's a good line.
From North Dakota.
Yeah.
You know, I had to. You see, it's had some success, obviously. We got to use it. Got to use
it. It has a vibe to it, for sure.
That's right.
It's good times, and I don't want to hear anything about no bad weather in Denver. Boys, it is minus 15 degrees out here, dude. But I think some of these weather people are just full of shit because they're like, oh, if you have exposed skin at anything minus 5 degrees for more than a minute, you can die. And I'm like, okay, well, I was just like walking my dog and it was minus
I don't
20.
know about that.
You know, and like with like frostbite, you know what I mean? Like, oh, your eyeballs can fall out of your head if it's like minus 10. Like it's minus 20. But it's like weird. It's like sunny. There's 300 sunny days a year here too in North Dakota.
Huh.
So
Just
it's like a
super
weird
cool.
sunny, but it's cold as shit, but it's beautiful at the same time. It's kind of weird.
Huh.
It's kind of trippy, but
Sun's
lot of
out.
fun.
That sounds kind of
glad
nice.
to be here.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet. I can't lie.
What have you been up to at work past last week? First week.
Yeah, man. First week, just learning, just getting behind the soundboard and stuff, and putting all this stuff doing a lot of programming, made a couple commercials.
Nice.
It's mostly just programming because we're part of like a national network, so it's like Monday through Friday from like your normal, 7 to 4 o'clock shows. It's all national, like Dan Patrick, Jim Rome. And then after that, it's like your local small town sports radio sort of gig. It's pretty sweet.
That's pretty cool.
I was on air last Friday. It was pretty sweet.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
You
Not
call it game
So
show?
you guys got over there at MBR, bro. Y'all got overkill on that soundboard. Ours is literally just like a 4-channel mixer, brother.
Wow.
It is. It's but it's like, 2 computers, a 4-channel mixer for 2 microphones and a computer, and that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
you
the
like
microphones,
roll out.
microphones, everything's super dope. The computers are brand new. Like everything's it's pretty cool. I can't lie. You
good
sound
too.
a lot different when you're just on the air, when you don't have to worry about like the video too. You know what I mean?
Yep, all audio there.
Yeah.
Have you called any games yet?
Not
Or no?
yet. No, there's only been one since I've started there, and that was the one last Friday.
Oh,
And
okay.
I did the post game. And we did like this Friday Night Live. They introduced me, and we were like sort of previewing the Super Bowl for like 5 minutes. And I
Okay.
totally called a blowout just to like BS, just to like have some entertainment. And so, bro,
What did happen?
dude, I literally predicted on the show 46-6, and everybody's like, oh yeah, like, okay, this is the new guy, they're making fun of me. It's 36-0, and I'm looking out the side of my eye, and I'm like, and then they scored the touchdown. The Chiefs scored that touchdown and didn't get the 2-point conversion,
6.
and all of a sudden it's 39-3, and I'm like, hey boys,
Hold on now.
hold on now. I mean, but
Might be onto
that's right.
something.
Death, Taxes, and Jimmy covers. I'm just saying,
Well,
But it's been
you know
fun
what?
though. I love y'all. Thank you, and I'm here because of y'all for real. No doubt about it.
Love you too, brother.
Glad
Thanks
to
for-
see you having
thanks for
some
being-
success out there, brother.
Oh yeah.
So you weren't able to join us for the football frenzy. I'm kind of dying to know some of your thoughts on the Super Bowl. Me and Caveman broke it down on Monday, but
I love. First of all, halftime show is pretty fire. I don't know how y'all felt
That's
about
sick.
it.
No,
I
sick.
love
liked it. It
I
was
thought it
fun.
was pretty cool. The Grand National was elite. Dude, underrated spot in the Super Bowl in the first half was the game was going on. It was during the game. They're talking about the game, but they had Country Roads playing, and you could hear all the fans
Everybody
like
was singing.
a cappella singing, Country Roads. And I think it's just one of those things, dude. Like, you're an American, is if like I've never literally seen the lyrics to that song ever, but everybody somehow, some way knows
all
the
the
lyrics.
words. You know all the words.
You're born with it in your head, I think, as a kid.
It's
If
just-
you're born in America,
Pre-programmed in there.
it's a pre-programmed alien DNA gene.
Just once you hear it, you know the words.
You know the words. You might not know the chorus and all that, but as soon as that Country Roads, everybody knows that. Everybody knows that part.
It's like
that was
every
pretty elite.
American's trigger word,
Yeah.
activate the sleeper cell in us.
Yeah. Commercials, trash. I
All
think
garbage.
everybody.
It
All
was a bunch
garbage.
of commercials we've already seen, dude.
I saw 2 commercials that I liked, and one of them was only like 8 seconds. It was like the dude with the cowboy flesh head hat thing.
That one was so weird.
Fleshy head. I'm like, I liked it though because it was weird and it was different. And
It's
how
like-
many more inceptions of these Dorito commercials are we going to get? I'm pretty much out on all those commercials except
We're
for
getting old.
They're
it's
getting old.
stupid.
And
Like
they're
we're
getting
doing,
weird.
we got cameos by actors just like playing like mini short, movies, and it's like a commercial about mayonnaise. What are we doing? Like I'm not. I can't have it. I'm out on that shit.
The
but the
Mountain
game-
Dew Seal as a Seal was pretty sick.
Seal
That
as a
pretty
Seal
fun.
was the only other commercial that I'll respect.
That one's probably the top for me.
That's probably the top. And the fleshy cowboy head is like
That one was just so weird. The dude
was
had
so
the
weird.
wizard hats.
dude, it was a full blown cowboy hat as the flesh, as like the fleshy skin.
It was
pretty funny.
Cowboy
As far
movies
as the
will be
game
back.
though, man, I mean, I really didn't see it going that way, but I think there were some holes that obviously, Kansas City that we talked about the whole year
No
on our
blitzes. No blitzes.
sort of got exposed
4-man rush the whole game.
the whole game. The whole game. And it like was 7
I'm
sacks.
shocked.
7 sacks total. I think it was something like that. 7, 8 sacks. Thank you, Trace Around. Shout out. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Got the highlight tape
Yeah.
actually. If you want to take
I
a
like
look.
to see, yeah. Can we run it again?
Yeah, I'll present that in while we're talking here.
Oh,
There's
it's single
a
pressure.
TikTok
It's
song in
insane.
there.
Well, I think it was something we were saying all season that, we just started losing hope because the Chiefs kept winning, but eventually they were going to get embarrassed because they weren't really a good football team. And it just took until the Super Bowl, but they did finally get embarrassed.
They got him. Saquon Barkley.
No
57
number one
yards.
wide receiver for Kansas City.
Nope.
Who's going to get? I mean, I know Worthy had a couple touchdowns there at the end in some garbage time, but I'm like, man, if you don't have anybody that's going to fear them, and then if you can't stop Saquon, and then they didn't even really need Saquon, they kind of held him in check.
He
But
had
it's like when you give up
57 yards.
6 and all the turnovers, it's like you're just not going to win. Dude.
Yeah. And the one
They're
thing they
just
did
using
well is not
Saquon
let
to stay in front
Saquon
of
Barkley
sticks.
beat them. But everybody else beat them.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. I mean, if you could give a Super Bowl, I mean, I know Jalen Hurts won Super Bowl MVP. Congratulations to Jalen Hurts. But if you could give a Super Bowl MVP to a defensive coordinator, Vic. Yeah, there you go.
It'll play underneath us there. We'll just mute the song. Well, it's
Yeah.
7 sacks.
Yeah, 7. Yeah.
If
I
you
mean,
could give
this
it to a defensive coordinator, though, I agree. Vic Fangio, that's just a clean game. I miss the Dome Patrol defense with that man in New Orleans. It's a pretty fun, pretty great DC.
Hey, Caveman's new head coach just
Bro.
he got a Super Bowl win.
Saints got a passing game again? I mean, come on now. I'm actually kind of hyped we got old Kellen Moore.
You got
Just
Kellen
landed
Moore.
yesterday.
I seen that, man. Congratulations, dude.
Jumping off the plane.
I mean, he's only going to be there for a few years until you guys go 6-10 every year, and you guys.
Yeah, we're probably going to be even worse.
Brother, you guys are $56 million in the hole in this salary.
It's cooked.
In the hole.
It's cooked.
4 or 5 million, whatever. Like, you have some bad contract. But $56 million.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Like, how much are you paying Taysom Hill right now? What are we even
A lot.
talking about?
He actually kind of makes a bag. Let me see exactly how much this guy makes real quick.
I think
Yeah, that's amazing. that
Michael
when they ripped
Thomas,
his arm.
he's still technically getting paid by y'all.
Yeah,
He's
we're
not
paying
in the
3
league.
people that aren't on the team. Lattimore, Taysom Hill,
Lattimore.
and who's the last guy? Dang. The last guy's not even making that much, but it's a combined total of like $38 million is to 3 people that don't play for us anymore.
That's tough. Then
You still got
Derek
Cam
Carr.
Jordan and Granderson over there making a bag. You got Alvin Kamara making money. I mean, Derek Carr. I mean, what? I don't know.
We're
And then
married to
Rattler
him.
time.
Yeah,
He's making a
Taysom
lot
Hill,
of money.
40 million contract, 40 million 4-year extension. All right, dude. Gail Benson is freaking on that good stuff.
Tough news, man. Tough news. That was a pretty cool highlight. Yeah, Dude, they were just teeing off on that offensive line. And then I mean, there's a lot of question marks over there for Kansas City, man. Was this a culmination, boys? Congratulations to Kansas City. You got 3 Super Bowls out of, 5 years or whatever. But at the same time, like, man, Kelsey looked old and slow. Andy Reid is just, the big walrus out there, dude.
Boise State, Kellen Moore. He played against Derek Carr in college. Whooped him.
Did.
So,
dude, Kellen Moore in college.
Animal.
Slung it.
Bro.
Underrated dog.
Carved up the Mountain West.
Carved up the Mountain West, dude. Easily.
He owned them while he was there, bro.
What was he the quarterback when Boise State shredded up Adrian Peterson's Oklahoma team? I can't remember.
I think he was, because he was one of those Boise quarterbacks that took him to the like Tostinos or
like a New Year's Six bowl game.
Yeah,
because
they've been to I think it's the Tostitos Bowl.
Played.
They've been to that one like 4 times, and he was one of the QBs.
Yeah,
that like won it. I'm pretty sure it was against Oklahoma too.
Because I know they beat Oklahoma and Adrian Peterson with the Statue of Liberty play. I just can't remember if he was the quarterback or not. But yeah, he was definitely a stud in college. I don't know where he got drafted, but I know he was a backup for a little bit. But I kind of figured coaching was going to be more of his role. Excuse you. A lot of fun watching that Super Bowl, though. I mean, dude, it's kind of wild. Devontae Smith was the first drafted Alabama player to score a touchdown in Super Bowl history. Kind of wild. Yeah, kind of wild. I had to look that one up also. I was like, Joe Namath? Dude, Joe Namath never scored a touchdown in that Super. Joe Namath is the only quarterback in Super Bowl history to win the Super Bowl MVP without throwing a touchdown in the Super Bowl. He went 16 of 36 for 206 and 0 touchdowns and won the Super Bowl MVP. Weird.
That was a terrible Super Bowl.
I was like, oh, what about Julio Jones? You know what I mean? He never scored a touchdown in that Patriots game.
That's true. Dude,
this
for how
dominant
Julio was, he didn't actually catch a ton of touchdowns.
No.
He was really around like 7, 8.
A lot of yards.
For the most part.
Just a lot of yards, man.
Yeah.
That was really it.
I might have the wrong game up here, though, but the 2007 Fiesta Bowl, Boise State won by 1 point, 43-42.
Yeah, Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, the game was highlighted. Oklahoma scored 25 consecutive points in the second half. So they were getting destroyed and then just made an amazing comeback.
Yeah. I was in the Navy then. It was nuts, dude.
A combined 22 points were scored in the final minute 26 of this game, and then 15 in overtime. And then Boise had 3 trick plays to win that game.
Was Kellen Moore the quarterback for that team?
It was Dryson James
that
year. So,
that might have been the first time they went to the Bowl.
But that was against that one here, 2007, was against Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, because I was in the Navy then. I definitely remember that. That game was sick, dude. That was such a sick game, dude. Like, yeah, sick game. Couldn't believe it.
That's classic college football madness right there. That's the carnage and chaos that we talked about all year. Right there. Prime example, that game.
Yep.
Well, let's kick it on over to the NBA. Last night, Kevin Durant, 8th player to reach 30K points. Did it in the loss, though, against the Grizzlies. And the Suns are just, I can't lie, they're playing like crap, dude.
Somebody's got to sign his ball.
I agree with that, Jimmy? He's playing bull. Somebody's got to sign him.
I mean, how has he been in the league? He's never even like really gotten a lot of run. And it's like, how is he? That's Victor Wembanyama.
He can shoot.
That's the same player as Victor.
Same build.
Brother, he fucking had a crossover pull-up.
Yeah.
Better than any Bull point guard I've seen since fucking Derrick Rose, bro.
He had a tween and then pulled up for 3. Like,
I was like, damn,
the hash.
Why don't we have that?
We did have him, and
we did. Bro.
I'm talking about my Bulls. I know the Nuggets had him.
Oh, fair.
Yeah,
fair.
I'm talking about my Bulls, who are
the Bulls actually could use. Bulls, let him run. Let him run, Bulls.
Somebody.
Pair him up with Matas Buzelis. I feel like you got some good
Check
point
your messages.
forwards on the squad.
I think the Bulls, they should have traded away Vucevic and Ball at the deadline.
That makes too much fucking sense, brother. Or Kobe White, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like the Kobe White and Vucevic package is probably the best thing that you can get.
I mean, Kobe White's still pretty young, and I'm like
he's
Vucevic
getting 25 a game.
Huh?
He's getting like 25 a game.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I want to keep him.
No.
Like get rid of those older guys. Just kind of nuke it and try to build around that. Him and Buzelis, man. Like those are your two guys of the future. If you got,
They're cooking, man.
They're beasts, but they just don't have the assets around.
Billy Donovan's a joke too.
Y'all got Josh Giddey. Come on.
Dude, you guys got crushed by the Pistons last night, too.
We always get crushed by the Pistons.
The freaking Pistons. Hey, you're
we
not
did.
the Wizards. You're
At
not
home,
the Wizards,
brother.
bro.
At home, dude.
Y'all aren't the Wizards.
At home during a celebration night. Like, we're not even gonna get off the fucking bus for this shit.
Yeah.
Y'all still fighting for the play-in. That's crazy.
I was hyping up Colby White.
You guys ready for break?
In a second.
Okay.
All
right.
This man, he gets so antsy when we don't.
Check your messages. I just need times for you guys, okay?
Okay. But I was hyping up Kobe White. He was 2 of 13 and 0 of 8 from 3 last night. So pump the brakes on the hype train right there. Actually.
Dang.
Boys down.
That's tough.
Great hair though.
It is. He does have
great hair. I'm a big hair guy. If you got good hair, I'm a big fan of it. Kobe White has good hair. Not a good jump shot.
Okay, but also when we are on break, I'm gonna see if I can find this clip for you. Last night, the Raptors beat the 76ers. Joel Embiid passing up the most wide open 3 I've ever seen. Like there wasn't a soul within 10 feet of him, and he just instead tries to drive to the basket and foul bait down 3, mind you.
Foul bait. Yeah.
So foul bait, to get a 2, which would still leave you down 1, and instead turns the ball over.
No.
Game over. I mean,
they lost off of that. Oh yeah, it's 106-103.
Yeah, bro. My buddy's saying the free throw line. Okay. The free throw line talks to that man like the Green Goblin mask.
Yeah,
he just can't resist.
He's got to be there. He's got to be there. Scotty Barnes kind of cooked him though, 33-10, and the Knicks last night, dude. I'm telling you, Tibbs is the fucking big man whisperer. Karl Anthony Towns 40-12. You think he's going to New York to just stretch the floor?
Nope.
No, he's showing you that he can really do kind of everything. He had a crazy play where he tiptoed down the sideline, and like a guy that's like 250 pounds and 7 feet tall, I don't really know how you're able to do that and not go out of bounds. Like twinkle toes with a size 16 and dunks it over 2 guys. I mean, we're seeing Tom Thibodeau, man. Just take these big.
What was Minnesota thinking trading him for Julius fucking Randle?
For real.
Yeah,
we're gonna keep
like
Rudy Gobert as our center. Are we serious, dude?
This is the guy that we want. Alex Rodriguez is just running that team into the ground over there, dude.
Oh yeah.
I'm all for it. Down with the Wolves.
I don't care what anybody says. You got to get Anthony Edwards out of Minnesota.
Yeah, I don't
care. I hate when the NBA. We want to have our stars all of it. I don't. Get that man out of Minnesota. I want to watch him on a good team play good basketball. Fold the fucking franchise. Tell Stokely I'm cussing. I don't care. I already made it. I'm coming for Stokely's job. I don't care. Get Anthony Edwards out of fucking Minnesota tomorrow.
For real.
Just get him out of
that one good season where they go to the NBA West Finals.
Yeah, the West Finals.
And they're like, oh, wow, this is a pretty good team. Let's just blow it up and trade.
Boom.
Karl Anthony Towns, our second best player for
who probably
Thompson,
played the best,
DiVincenzo.
who wasn't as run down as Anthony Edwards was in that finals against the Dallas Mavericks.
They traded their OG franchise guy. Cat's been on Minnesota forever.
Yeah, forever.
A lot of injury. The fans are behind him. Like there's a lot of people that back Karl Anthony.
And I don't think
Towns.
Karl Anthony Towns is this guy that's like all of a sudden like on this level that like he's.
It's because of Tibbs. I'll say till I freaking die, dude.
And I mean Jalen Brunson, dude. I mean, when you got a point guard that can just score from anywhere, and then you got him feeding you the ball when you're freaking wide open, and he just knows Karl Anthony Towns' game.
Great.
He's gonna leak out, and he can shoot the ball, man. Can't get. I mean, he's soft as diaper weight down there in the post, but you stretch him out there. You stretch it. I mean, I saw him get backed down by Kobe White in a basketball game. Bulls are down 2 last year against Minnesota. And I watched Kobe White back him down and have an easy layup.
Yeah.
So he can't. I mean, it's just there's some limitations there. But you get him out in a one-on-one sort of like and one mixtape game beyond the 3-point line, Karl Anthony Towns will cook you.
Yeah.
And look at you watch him play, and Tibbs put him in a position to be successful.
We saw it last night.
To your point,
12,
man.
3 steals.
Like he's just sort of like a big point guard, really. He's just a tall shooting guard. That's really all. That's really what his game is. And I'm like, man, that's working in New York.
That's why I love Tom Thibodeau, because he'll take any play style. Like Isaiah Hartenstein was so successful last year in the playoffs. Like, yeah, they lost to the Pacers, got eliminated in the second round, but they still really had a. They're really more interesting. How their big men play.
We need a Knicks Boston Eastern Conference final.
This year would be interesting, but
the NBA will fall below cricket for like viewership, dude. If they don't have,
oh man,
just
playing insane basketball, dude. The Cavs are gonna be a monkey wrench.
The Cavs are gonna be tough to stop, man. They're really hot. They got some studs there too, bro. Mobley, D-Mitch, Darius Garland, man. That's a solid big 3 that they got there.
Yeah. Yeah, if Donovan Mitchell's healthy, bro, he can give you 40 when like he gets hot. It's like, just turn the lights off. He has that ability.
I remember when he was in Utah. He scored 71. What was it, like 2 years ago or last?
Something like that. Yeah, that was like 61. I can't remember, but
I know it was 71. I don't remember exactly when that happened, but he's another
he
one.
can fill it up.
I've always been a big Donovan Mitchell fan. Like he's just a baller. So I think you're looking at it's probably. I think Boston's probably going to go back just because it's Boston, and they kept pretty much that same super team together. So it's really going to come down to like Cavaliers or New York, whoever can.
Can you stop 45 threes a game in the playoffs? You can beat the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, but if they get hot though, it's like what I mean, especially because you just can't play any deep. Like I want to see somebody like I'm sorry, I don't care. Punch one of these dudes in the stomach when they go for a 3-pointer and let them think about it.
Like Sam Hauser, can you take one for the team and just like get elbowed in the face?
Yeah, just take it. Yeah, just like just give them a little chest shot when they go for a 3. Like
because they have so many people that are going to shoot threes. Like obviously Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Kristaps, they're going to get their shots up, but they're gonna drive and kick to some dude named Sam Hauser. They're gonna Peyton Pritchard's gonna hit a half-court shot with half a second left in the freaking half or
Jimmer
something.
Fredette. Do they still have Jimmer Fredette? No.
I think he's Shanghai Sharks right now or something. China. Yeah. He played in the Olympics on the 3-on-3.
I seen that. That's why I brought him up. I seen that. I was like, Jimmer. Old Jimmer.
They're gonna kick it out to some dude named Sam Hauser or freaking Peyton Pritchard. Like everybody.
Hey, Caveman, who did Tibbs used to coach for?
The Chicago freaking Bulls.
Dude, the way he runs guys.
Can't have it.
Yeah.
Can't have it.
That's what makes me nervous about New York, though, is like, because Tibbs, like, kind of blew out Rose's ACL just running him so much. Like, he plays his starters a ton.
Yeah.
They
You
have
look at,
not
like-
a lot of depth.
Like the 6 like top minute combinations, like of 3 players on the floor, like minutes played together, which I know is kind of a weird stat. The top 6 are all just some combination of Knicks players.
Of Knicks players.
Starting lineup. It's
There was another guy in Chicago that he wore out, man, that like goes unheralded, but the Los Angeles Lakers felt the effects of it. My boy Luol Deng. He ran that man into the ground, boys. Like
He was
the
in a
perfect
different place.
example of this era's like wing defender, wing type big player who can score off the dribble, shoot, play defense.
That guy was so lengthy.
Dude.
Just his build was insane.
Insane.
Cue the
And
saxophone
he
for
ran
how I'm
his
talking about
back
this guy.
into the meat grinder, dude. And I'm like, brother, we're up. I remember a game, we're up 35 points against Charlotte when they had Kemba Walker. Okay. We're up 30 in the fourth quarter with like 7 minutes left, and every starter's on the court.
Oh my god.
And
You're winning by 45.
I'm like, brother, can we? You know, hey man, like Taj Gibson's are probably like best big. Talk about big man whisper. Like this guy's a nobody. Taj Gibson, all of a sudden, all-star player with Tom Thibodeau, and I'm like, hey man, like I don't want to jinx this thing, dude. Like, and we had Nate Robinson coming off the bench. He was a little fire starter for us. No, can't have that. Can't have nice things. Let's just blow out his let's just blow out his knee too. Tid, you're the reason why we lost. Get out of here. Anyway, tough deal,
Not a
man.
good coach.
I always see
He
these coaches and like players. I'm like, oh, that'd be nice to have on my team.
can't
That'd be
have
nice.
that.
Can't have it.
I mean, we got lucky. Our guy was drafted during the freaking Taco Bell ad. That's how unimportant that pick was to the draft.
And
They're
then you
running
become
ads.
literally the most dominant player of this era just because of fundamentals. Can't jump. I don't want to hear shit from anybody. Oh, you have to be an athlete. You don't have to be an athlete. Jalen Brunson's not a crazy athlete.
And this,
Nah, he
this,
doesn't. He doesn't wow you with his speed or anything.
Yeah,
He
He's
just-
not overly fast. He doesn't really dunk all that much. He's
Not
just
crazy
fundamentally
dunk.
fast.
all this stuff about Luka and his conditioning, I don't want to hear it, man. The best player in the league's a fat guy from Serbia
Right.
that watches freaking horse racing and freaking downs beers.
Yeah.
Let's.
One of the boys.
He's one of the guys.
I think it was Nicola the other day when he had like 40 in the third quarter.
He's got the most like 40
no,
point triple doubles this year. I think him and Kat are both up there with like a couple, 2 or 3.
Also,
this
the
year.
most triple doubles before the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
It's like by the third, having the triple double
Yeah,
by
by the
third
third.
quarter.
Yeah, by the end of the third.
Fucking guy.
Yeah.
Dude, Jokic, he's up to I think 23, 24 triple doubles this season. So he's got more triple doubles than some teams have wins. We're just gonna put
Yeah.
that out there.
Hey, and for hey, Mercury, fucking, I remember when the Nuggets signed Russell Westbrook, and there was a lot of questions about, should we get this guy? Should we? Shouldn't have we? All the questions about that. Playing pretty good, dude.
Don't let Russ get
Idolize his
active, man.
career.
Don't let Russ get active, dude, because he can rise up.
Pretty good sign,
He can
I mean,
rise
honestly,
up.
dude, we've been starting him too at like shooting guard.
right?
We moved Gordon to the bench and we're letting Christian Brown play at the small forward position, and I kind of like it. And it
There's a
makes lot of
dynamic
sense.
there, man. With that 2-man game, I mean, anybody playing next to Nicola when he can feed you the ball, like the 2-man game is going to be fierce. But dude, Russell Westbrook, man, off the bounce is a superstar going to the rim with the ball in his hand. Still,
It's a different type of like offense when he's on the court too.
he
See,
takes
really,
steps from the 3-point line to the rim, and he can dunk it on anybody. So
and his facilitating is great. I mean, he can just be your primary ball handler all the time. Like
Dude,
Jokic actually does kind of get a rest when he's on the floor
Kinda,
because
yeah.
he's really efficient and he'll get you triple double too. He's an older guy. He's a veteran piece if you really think about it, like a rotational guy that is a vet for our young players. Like we were playing the Trailblazers on Monday. I actually went to the game. We won by 29 points. So and Murray got ejected. So we had a younger dude, Jalen Pickett, in the game.
Hell yeah.
And he
Pickett
kind
was
of
dealing in that
pretty
game.
nice. He's pretty nice. We were able to. We got some guys that we can develop. It's just a good piece to have Russ. I was happy with that signing. I need to get a jersey. He's one of my favorite players ever watching basketball. I got to get. He's on my favorite team now. I got to get that. I need that. Need that thread.
Yeah, I
But
agree,
should we
Kyle.
watch the softest ejection in NBA history?
Let's watch it.
Kyle
Yeah,
was
right.
also at this
Kyle,
game. He hooked
right
us up
time
with
to
tickets.
comment that.
This is
The
the
officiating
softest
is pretty bad.
ejection in NBA
They're
history.
WWE refs, man. We've
Dude,
never seen an NBA ref and a WWE ref like in a different,
they're the
watch
same.
WWE and then watch the NBA. These guys look exactly alike, dude.
The way that they are on the court too. Like when you see the wrestler kind of arguing with the ref, it's the same thing as when somebody's
thing.
like arguing with the ref, ask for a call.
It's the same thing.
And we got a perfect example of that. Jamal Murray was ejected on Monday. Let's check it out.
Jamal Murray to the window. Now for the reserve reads of my name. That is his super.
This ejected Murray.
Technical foul call on number 27, Jamal Murray. He's been ejected from
He's
the
been
game.
ejected, yep.
Technical foul. Double technical fouls. Double technical fouls.
Okay.
That's just awful. If I'm
See-
Mike Malone, you got to get chucked too.
I know. They're just trash talking after a free throw and they completely stop the play of the game.
That's
If
another
I'm
thing that's
Malone,
really
I'm
blading,
punching that ref
too.
in the face and paying the fine and taking the suspension.
Thank you. Thank you for somebody had to
Because
say it,
now,
man.
because now these refs will think about it. Do I really want to get punched in the face?
For real, you
This
gotta
is
make
what
it
it is.
good.
I hate to
You
be
got-
the guy that says it.
Dude, I think we collectively as a country bullied the NFL officials and
Yeah,
to stop
we
to
did.
stop favoring the Chiefs. It's time we all come together again to start bullying
I'm
the
with you.
NBA officials.
It's
I'm with
time.
you.
If we put enough pressure on them, they'll get their act together.
I agree.
We'll see it.
Yeah, man.
Because there it was. That's literally the Trailblazers like backup guard Delano Banton just getting into a little chippy trash talk with Jamal Murray during the game. And they actually played back-to-backs. So they played again on Tuesday in Portland. So, we're building rivalry. This game, the Nuggets Trailblazers game, a random game against some crappy team, actually just got better because they're talking trash to each
Right.
other. Like, what are we doing?
Let's build something here.
And he already got a technical before. There was a no call on Jokic, and
That's why you
Comes
got,
up.
you got a technical before.
he came up to the ref and was just explaining how it was a foul and was just like talking to him like, "Okay, we like that. We got to get that call." Like that's
These refs are like they're these like emotional, like sensitive little babies that are just like, oh my god, get out of my face. That's a T.
I wish I got the
Are you
first
serious?
tech because he was just standing next to the ref, pleading the case, going like this, teed up instantly, and then the ref just walked away.
Right. Like, oh, you're gonna tell me I got the call wrong? That's a technical. Like, fuck you, dude. You're
You know what happened in the 90s that made this game beautiful to watch? Referees got punched like Dennis Rodman frequently.
Yeah.
Chris Webber body slammed an official after going up for a dunk, and the referee got underneath him, and he slammed his head into the fucking ground. Took a 3-game suspension, came back, got chucked out of another game, and then he literally never had another foul called on him the rest of his career. Why? Because those referees were scared shitless.
I think it's the shoes. The
I mean,
NBA
dude,
refs
the
go out there
NBA is
wearing
not
these
going to
nice
hold their
dress
refs
shoes.
accountable.
No,
then the
not.
players are going to have to do it.
Right.
You get fined just for saying that there was a missed call after the game. But they have this NBA accountability thing.
That
where they
2-minute thing at the end of the game that they put out is an absolute joke, dude.
It's dumb.
I mean, these refs, they're drunk on power too. They just like love handing out foul calls. And it's like I think that's the biggest problem with NBA viewership is that games get just bogged down by foul calls. And you're like, dude, this like a game is getting good, and then it's like, holy shit, play's been stopped for 4 minutes because of like there's
or a
another
review.
call a foul.
They have no idea what they're looking at.
Right, and then it's just like every possession, it's like
you all see it on TV.
Foul here, let's review this. Foul here. It's like, oh my, like we haven't had, a consistent shot back and forth.
Right.
In like 2 minutes, like every possession is ending in a whistle.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've said this on the show also, but you can add and remove calls while you're reviewing it. So let's say you're reviewing a shooting foul and a guy steps out of bounds earlier in the play. They can just say it was out of bounds and then just move on. Yeah. They can just say, he was out of bounds right here. Let's go. Other team's ball. Or if there was a random, like any type of foul that was completely away from the ball, they can add that on as well. So they're really just.
Shout out to the legend Hubie Brown who just retired, called his last game. I remember a game last year. It was right at the beginning of the season. It was definitely a Toronto Raptors. I know it was the Raptors. I can't remember who they were playing. I think it might have been the Lakers. It was definitely a Western Conference team. But there was a review for like one of those deflections off the hand when their two guys are going up for a rebound. It was clearly off Pascal Siakam, okay, when he was on Toronto. Clearly. Okay. The review took 17 minutes in real time, which felt like 45 minutes of game time. Because they went to a commercial, they go to a quick cut and then they come back probably like 30 seconds. All right. Dude, Hubie Brown, they came back, they're still reviewing it, and Hubie dropped a line of all lines. He said, I might die at the scores table before they get this review done. And now he's retired. I think they retired him because of all these reviews.
Maybe.
Like, what are we doing?
Shout out Hubie Brown.
That's what I don't
Go to
get too.
Twitter and look at the first comment under the video that when you post it on NBA Twitter, look at the first comment, roll with it. Because nobody will care.
Dude.
It doesn't even matter if you get the call right or wrong. You can make the wrong call. Just move on.
I know. At this point.
It's the second quarter of a game where both teams are going to score 120 points. What are we talking about?
Let's just keep it moving. I don't get why they have to like review plays so long when you're just like, it's super clearly obvious what happened. Like we all got eyes. We can all see what's going on.
Yeah.
If that's their way of adding drama to the game, it's clearly not working. Let's skip that. Let's just move.
It's making people bored.
People are falling asleep.
That's what ruins like basketball games for me. It
ruins football games.
Yeah, it ruins any type of sporting
event. It ruins every sport.
Well, especially when we can all watch the replay. It's like, dude, I got 2 replay angles of this, and I know what the call is. Like,
yeah,
come on, we're all
sit there.
Where they bring that little mini camera in front of the umpire, and they're out there looking at it for a half hour. They're like, oh yeah, we can't have this. The very next year, they put on headphones. It's 10 seconds. Nope, safe. Okay, let's move on.
Somebody else.
There's so many possessions in the NBA. It's not like this is going to matter because it's the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. Bro, both teams are going to score 125 fucking points. It's not like they're not going to have the ball back. I want to see it to where you only get one challenge within 2 minutes of the each half.
I think most like the challenge is the only
That
time
would
it
be
really
interesting.
matters. Getting it,
3
correct
timeouts per
within
game
the fourth
total.
when it's
That's
close.
it. That's all you get in the NBA.
Yeah.
You're getting right off the court. Good. Get the fuck out of here. Next. You know what I mean? No, none of this timeout for, we want to stop the momentum. No, you're going to get drugged by 25. Okay, game's over. Cool. Yeah, the Packers, Seahawks, they had the replacement refs. They brought back real referees the very next game. Literally the very next game, brother. Yeah.
That's
Fuck
so
me.
horrible too.
And we would have gotten home field advantage in that game too.
Those
The very next game.
All right,
No-
fellas, we've
no
been rolling
call
for a
guy.
little bit. It's 8:45. I think it's time for us to take our first break.
Let's
But
do it.
stick around. We still got a lot to go on today's show. So we will be back after a short break.
Still see the spray painted stop sign when I roll down 79. The drag marks behind that mini mart ain't faded after all this time. Every mad drive from Georgia to California's got a boy with a rebel heart. Stories in every small town scar that by a good old boy taking it way too far. Somebody had to drink too much and crank Hank way too loud. Somebody had to always stand up to the guy with a tendency to run his mouth. The straight pipe Chevy had to run these streets like Bo and Luke and the General Lee. Yeah, somebody had to, and that somebody was me. There's still ruts on Ridge Hill Road, and muddy cans we tossed out the window. String bikini on a limb by a swimming hole. That's a story that'll never be told. Cigarette butts and a busted bottle sitting by that old burn pile. This town was nothing without us, tearing it up every once in a while. Somebody had to drink too much and crank Hank way too loud. Somebody had to always stand up to the guy with a tendency to run his mouth. The straight pipe Chevy had to run these streets like Bo and Luke and the General Lee. Yeah, somebody had to, and that somebody was me. Yeah, somebody had to get a 4.0 full ride, whole life planned out on track. Somebody had to make a touchdown pass when state front page name written in black. But somebody had to drink too much and crank Hank way too loud. Somebody had to always stand up to the guy with a tendency to run his mouth. The straight pipe Chevy had to run these streets like Bo and Luke and the General Lee. Yeah, somebody had to, and that somebody was me. Yeah, that somebody was me.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
You are looking live at Till the Final Whistle. The boys are back. Just finished up some good old NBA talk. It's been it's getting better.
I got a quick little story. Can I drop a quick little fun story for y'all? You know, I like all my little sports history stuff, dude. All right, so check this out. In the 1936 Olympics, okay, in Nazi-occupied Germany, Jesse Owens dominated for the USA men's track and field team. Okay, won 4 gold medals.
Historic.
Also on that Olympic team was a man named Mac Robinson. Nobody knows who Mac Robinson is. You've never heard of him a day before in your life. There's no reason why you should. He only came in second place to Jesse Owens in every single one of those events. Okay? Meaning a black man for America in 1936 Nazi-occupied Germany, the number 1 and number 2 in all the track events were black men. Okay? Well, Mac Robinson was a bit of an eccentric to the newspapers. Okay? Really boastful. One day, everybody's going to know my name. There's no reason why we should ever know your name, Mr. Robinson. Jesse Owens won every gold medal in the Olympics. Okay? Well, he goes back home. He's eccentric to the newspapers. You know, he's from Columbus, Ohio. He went to Ohio State University with Jesse Owens. Okay? And newspapers sort of, unfortunately, ran him and his family out of town. He had to move to Flushing, Queens in New York City. Crazy. Wow. Kind of a good thing.
Holy crap.
He went to the newspapers and he was said, one day everybody's going to know my family's name. And nobody believed him. A couple years later, his brother, Jackie Robinson, became the first black player to break through in the Major League Baseball. Mr. Mac Robinson was his agent, making him the first black representative in a major league sports, you know, like as an agent, the first black man as an agent in baseball history. And his last signing before he retired was a man by the name of Ken Griffey Sr., the father of Ken Griffey Jr. No big deal.
Wow.
Dang.
That's pretty sick.
Dang.
Pretty
okay, that's it. That's a history bomb right there.
Eccentric,
that's
brother.
a history bomb.
Eccentric. One day, everybody, and like, dude, they crushed this guy. Buddy, you're a hater. Like, Jesse Owens won the gold medal. There's no reason why anybody's going to know who you are. Trust me, one day everybody's going to know my name. Nobody's going to know your name. Actually, my brother is going to be the first black player in the history of Major League Baseball. No big deal. Pretty cool story I was reading in my baseball book. Yeah, the baseball stories book that I have. Dude, that book has some sick stories in there. Sick stories. And like in the middle of this book, it was that story about Mac Robinson.
That's a good throwback.
There was that
representative in the major league sports.
I never knew that there was that connection to Jesse Owens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. They went to college together at Ohio State. And dude, he came back to no fanfare. He comes second place in the Olympics. Like now, you know what I mean? Like you're probably one of the most popular people. You have McDonald's, you know, all this stuff. You know, back then that didn't happen. You know what I mean? We're in the middle of a war. You know what I mean? Jackie Robinson served in World War II.
It's true.
You know, so it was like, well, you know, nobody knows who Jackie Robinson is yet. It's only 1942, 1943, 1944. He's in the Army. You know what I mean? He's just cooking food, and nobody knows who Jackie Robinson is. Mac Robinson, he's just a teacher at his local high school, at an all-white high school. He's a teacher and janitor. You know what I mean? And like but you know, during that time, newspapers were always going to him because he was an eccentric, super eccentric dude, like shit talker before there was shit talking, right? To newspapers. And so he was always like, hey, you know, one day, just you wait. And they're like, oh, get out of here, Mac Robinson. Who the hell are you? You know, he was like, actually, hold my beer for me, brother.
Yep.
Yep.
That's actually a good story. I didn't even know that.
Brother, and he came in second place behind Jesse Owens by a combined time of 0.07 seconds, which in track is no margin for error.
Yeah.
Imagine if he came in first place in those Olympics instead of Jesse Owens. And then his brother is still Jackie fucking Robinson. And you dominate the 36 Olympics in Nazi-occupied Germany as the Aryan nation.
The Deion Sanders of the 1940s.
Superior race. And then the Robinson family is just like dog walking you, fam.
That's the Deion Sanders of the 1940s if that dude wins those gold medals.
No doubt.
Come on now.
No doubt. And then Jackie Robinson, there's only been two games in World Series history where a player has stolen home. Jackie Robinson has both those games in the 1957 World Series. No big deal or nothing.
Shout out
Jackie Robinson. And shout out Mac Robinson for being
Even bigger
true to
shout
the
out.
game, staying true to the troll,
Oh
and
yeah,
talking shit to those white newspapermen.
got it.
Oh, you're a hater, Mac. You came in second. I didn't come in second. We really came in first place.
Yeah, that's really a win.
Pretty
That's
cool
really
story
a
when I
win.
read that.
That is a sick story.
Thanks for sharing that. I always love a little sports history with Jimmy Covers.
I got some good.
Yeah,
There's been
you got some good ones.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, throwing it back over to modern day sports, we're going to hit over the college hoops. I actually had a couple of upsets last night. You can
Indiana,
believe
baby.
it. Yeah,
Indiana upset Michigan State.
and
That was a
Kentucky
huge game.
beating Tennessee.
Yep.
Michigan beat Purdue.
And I
as
think
well.
Auburn lost
They
Oh,
did over
no,
the
Auburn.
weekend. That was
Auburn
over the
won
weekend.
still.
over the weekend. They lost
Over the weekend, they definitely got dog walked by. Who they lose to? Kentucky too? Caveman.
I'm
They
pretty
lost
sure
to Florida.
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 Yep, they
Florida
lost
State.
conference game. Yeah,
Yep.
Florida's offense, man, actually really crazy.
No
a lot of
defense.
guys can shoot on Florida right now.
They got like
they
three
can
white
stretch
guys.
the floor a lot. They can stress the floor.
They get across half court. They're firing that fucker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's
last
pretty much how
Saturday,
they beat
actually, we
Auburn.
saw the 1 and 2 team in the country both go down. Clemson got a huge upset on Duke. I remember seeing that game. They were storming the court after that as well.
Yep.
And it's there been some pretty fire college hoop games here. Florida, man, that is I think one of my surprises.
They're
Of
going
the
to be a
season.
wild card in that tournament, brother.
I feel like they kind of come out of nowhere.
They're going to be a wild card in the tournament.
Oh, for
I think
sure.
they'll probably get a 4 seed. They have a lot of losses. Early on, they took a lot of losses. I think they're going to be a top 4 seed, but
They only got 3. They're right now the AP poll. They're tied right now with Duke at 20-3, so they're
Wow.
technically the number 4
Okay.
behind them. And the coaches poll though, they're the 3rd. They're the 3 seed.
Okay.
I thought I figured, and then you got to see how the SEC tournament shakes out, because if they lose a game, I just don't know how that's all going to play out. But I was
Well,
thinking
it's
they're
going
gonna
to be
top 4 seed.
the SEC tournament's going to be a bloodbath. The top 4 teams in the
I can't
country
wait
right
for
now
that, dude.
are all SEC teams.
All SEC. It's going to be a battle.
Auburn, Alabama, Tennessee,
Kentucky.
Florida.
It's
that-
kind of crazy how
coaches
Kentucky
poll.
gets better as soon as John Calipari gets fucking shit canned from there.
Oh, he's kind of having some. He has some flashes at Arkansas right now.
If they have a shoot around, they do.
Yeah.
They've played a couple games of
They beat Kentucky.
a couple games of decent basketball this year.
Arkansas beat
had
Kentucky this year in
a couple
Kentucky.
games. It's still
And fucking
Calipari.
Calipari waved night to the fans. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, John, you're gonna get your ass
I'll
kicked in
give
the
it-
tournament
I'll
by
give it
like
to 'em
some
in that.
nobody school like George Mason, but
Yeah, they're gonna freaking lose like Princeton or something.
something.
Get beat down by
They always do. I mean, that's just
some
Coach
doctors gonna light
Cal
'em up
Wade.
from 3.
College basketball, boys. I don't even think it's a debate. The March Madness going into the conference tournaments, the basketball 10 times more than what it is in the NBA.
Oh yeah,
The basketball. I know the players are better than the NBA. Don't care. The basketball is
The
better.
intensity of the
It's
game.
not even the
The
same.
it's on a whole
atmosphere.
other level. College
Oh,
basketball is
yeah.
so amazing. So I
Like
wish these
that-
guys would go one and done. They got a chance to like build
Yeah.
a college team of guys, play for some national championships, and then go play for some NBA rings.
Yep.
I feel like it would make the basketball better in the NBA if
I think
they
it would
did.
too, man. It's
But
why
I
it
don't
was so
wanna
good in
get
the
too
80s and 90s. These guys stayed in college 3 years. Worked okay for Michael Jordan, Hakeem Olajuwon, Patrick Ewing. I don't know. Reggie Miller was in college 4 years. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, I think there needs to be a pathway for both. Like, why can't we have both good things? Like, if there's a player like LeBron James in high school, let him go to the fucking NBA.
Yeah.
But then also, if these kids can't develop right away, make them stay in college for a couple years, to where it's not just a one and done, where they
Yeah.
have to do a college football route where they have to play at least 3, redshirt your freshman, play your sophomore and junior, and get the fuck out of there. You're still only going to be 20. What the fuck are we talking about?
Especially with NIL money too. Like we got,
Yeah.
you're
You
good,
guys
man.
can
Like you can
play
make
for
some
a
money.
while and make money.
Yeah.
There.
Go get a McDonald's endorsement. You'll be fine.
Yeah, get
These
yourself
kids
the
now.
the
And the
freaking
other thing
Cooper
is,
flag meal and play for a couple years at Duke.
another
Get
kicker, boys, that we have to take into consideration. Back in the day, it was a lot of poor kids coming from the urban environment. To play AAU basketball now, you cannot be poor. So it's not like these kids are scraping the bottom of the barrel to begin with. It's not like they're begging for food. To play AAU basketball, I know there's sponsorships. Your parents are working.
Yeah.
It's not like
It's a
you're
lot of money to
fucking-
get into these.
It's not like you're Isaiah Thomas, who is also selling drugs on the side while also playing college basketball at Indiana University. You know, I mean, like Patrick Beverly tells stories of literally selling crack cocaine during high school basketball games. You know what I mean? So it's not like, I mean, like a lot of these kids,
doing that for fun, though.
it's just what it is. So I'm like, man, dude, like, I mean, that's true.
That's bad, babe.
That's just bad. But I mean, like, dude, there's been so many cases of like stories of kids that came from poverty, got a scholarship, played at some small school, goes to the NBA and crushes it back in my day. And I hate to be that guy, but it's just so obvious to me. And now I see kids as like, oh yeah, like look at Cooper Fleck. His parents are millionaires already.
Oh yeah, I mean,
His dad's a software engineer for IBM.
you're doing all right. Yeah.
You're doing okay. Like regardless, like cool, you're a great basketball player. Congratulations. And you're gonna be a millionaire. And you're gonna go to the NBA and you're gonna dominate. But at the same time, like it's not like NIL money is gonna affect a kid whether or not he has like lunch tomorrow and stuff. Keep these kids in college and make the game better, because now they're going to go to the pros and they're going to be developed. They're going to be a couple years older and they're, you know, and their strength and, you know, their manhood. And they're not going to go to the NBA and look like lost dogs, like homeboy from the Portland Trailblazers, you know, who gets drafted high, Scoot Henderson, whatever his name is.
Oh,
and he looks
Scoot.
like, you know, it's
Anthony
like, that's
Simons.
and, you know,
similar thing. Same
Yeah.
team as well.
The
Yeah,
Blazers
it's
did go on a
insane.
bit of a win streak, and you're like, oh, maybe Scoot's starting to figure it out. And then
Then they get beat by 29 by the Nuggets. They won 8 straight. They beat the Suns in back-to-back. Like here, going out and taking down KD back-to-back games and D-Book. It's like they might not be playing great, but it's hard to beat guys like that back-to-back. And then
Devin
they just,
Klingon looks pretty good. I'll give him that.
he does. I like
do
that.
like
guy.
Donovan. I
And
like
hey,
Donovan.
Foreign Thought, that guy stayed in college a few extra years.
Right? He was like what, 2-3 years at UConn?
I want to
he
say he
played
was there
2 or
for 3
3.
years at UConn.
I remember correctly. Yeah.
Kind of a wild
Good coach
kid.
with Dan Hurley. UConn's been a surprise this year. They're not even in the top 25. 9 losses on the season.
Hurley is freaking getting
They're just a
into it
young
with
team.
fans.
They have no more depth.
Yep.
Yeah,
When you got that Devon Castle kid coming off the bench for 27 points a game, yeah, you're probably going to win a national.
Exactly.
They
They got a
just
lot
got
of young
shredded
guys.
graduations. The
Yeah,
draft. Now it's a young.
NBA, it's hard. You know? And the fact that they're still going to make the tournament, like
They're gonna be there.
that's not a team you want to play.
Nope. Just
I mean,
coach
now
them
you're
all.
going to be a lower seed in an easy bracket. Like they had a gauntlet last year, but they beat everybody obviously and covered every game. Like, you know, but now you're probably going to be a 8th seed or a 9th seed, you know, in the tournament, and you're going to have to go play. You know, you're probably going to play some of these mid-major schools that are top 5 seeds. I don't know. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
tough matchup for, you know, a mid-major school. Now you're playing against a national championship team.
They're gonna sneak in. I feel like they can get into a good bracket.
Like,
I said.
like one of those Sweet 16 games, like,
Oh yeah.
don't let this team get hot sort of thing, you know?
There's no
Another
reason they
team.
can't get the out or win the auto bid just by winning the Big East.
Winning,
Still
right.
too
Or
late.
even playing
Yeah.
good in the Big East tournament.
Yeah.
You know, I think they only got. I was looking a couple weeks ago. Even if they just make like the semifinals of the Big East, they'll probably, because they have like
Yeah.
4 wins against top 25 teams. So I think
Yeah.
they'll probably be like a 9th seed or a 10th seed, something like that. Even if they make, you know, the Big East semis.
Yeah, almost definitely.
Get in there.
I
Another team I'm watching right now, boys. It's
Yeah.
from the Big 12, and it's not Colorado. Now, let me play a quick
Colorado
test here.
0-13 in conference play. You're not
Yikes.
watching them.
No, never again for the rest of the year. There's
Boycott.
plenty of other great teams in the Big 12. One is on a huge comeback, kind of writing their own destiny this year, and
Iowa
that's
State.
Kansas State.
Kansas State. They just had a big win the other day too.
They fought back and clawed. They're 13-11 right now, back above 500, and they really have a pretty decent chance. BYU and Baylor and Kansas all have the same conference record. They're one game behind Kansas.
Where's Iowa State at?
They are fourth in the conference. They went on a huge losing streak.
Did they?
Arizona beat them with the half-court buzzer beater.
I seen that.
That was insane.
They also
was
got beat
insane
pretty bad by Houston.
Yeah, Houston.
Iowa State has kind of been sneaky, but I got a quick clip to show you. Kansas State really writes their own destiny. Let's check it out.
Is this the craziest mid-season turnaround in college basketball history? Like, has this ever happened before? Has a team been as bad as Kansas State was and just become incredible? They're legitimately playing like a top 5 team in college basketball. It's no longer a fluke. Since January 19th, they've been the best or second best team in college basketball. That's 23 days. That's nuts. If they were like the 10th best team in the past 23 days, that would be insane. But the best? They're playing better than Auburn, Duke, Tennessee, Florida. I mean, anyone you name outside of Houston. They were 6-2 heading into St. John's on December 7th. They lost that game. Then they lost to Drake. Then they lost to Wichita on the road by 20, which is terrible. Oh, yeah, you beat Cincinnati. Then you lost to TCU, Oklahoma State, Houston, Texas Tech, Kansas, Baylor. They were 7-11 after starting 6-2. Losing 9 out of 10 games at any point in the season is detrimental, and anyone with a brain would have absolutely eliminated them for eternity. There's no way they're making the tournament, right? There's just no way. But they followed it up immediately by beating West Virginia, destroying Oklahoma State, beating Iowa State on the road by 20, dominated that whole game. They beat Arizona State on the road. That's quad 1. They beat Kansas. They beat Arizona. This doesn't make sense. How do you flip a switch, snap your fingers, and you become incredible when you were 6-11? Is Jerome Tang a genius? Like, is he in Mensa? Does he have superpowers? Does he have, like, some voodoo Doctor Strange magic in his brain? Maybe. Doug McDaniel has turned into a literal god. Gassan and Housen are amazing. Coleman Hawkins is back. I mean, like, this team is really good. And I feel like, who's stopping them at this point? If they're playing that well, who's stopping them?
Saying,
They're probably only really stopping themselves.
Watch out for them.
Flip the script. Holy crap.
That's a good
Arizona.
Couple of like not slouch opponents there. I mean, all of those teams are pretty solid that they beat.
Yeah.
That's
3 out of those 6 were top 25 ranked teams.
Yeah.
One of them being in the top 10, Iowa State. And to beat them by 19 in their own stadium,
that was a dog walk.
that's just... I'm
Yeah, that was a
excited to
dog
see
walk.
what they do. I'm excited to see what they do.
It's gonna be
I've been watching a lot of Big 12, though. Arizona's been one of my favorite teams. That Caleb Love kid. Oh, my gosh.
He's still in college. That's crazy.
It's just proven, like, he could go to the NBA now. Might be a
He's
little bit
been
better
in
basketball.
college my entire life.
He's been in college for a long time.
He was on North Carolina when they had Vince Carter winning national championship games.
Been in college a long time. Him and last year, it's because him and Armando Baycott get confused.
Baycott, yeah.
Baycott was Arizona's guy for a couple years, and then Kent went over to North Carolina. Now he's on the Jazz, I think.
Yeah. Talk about a fall from grace.
Yeah.
North Carolina.
But Arizona, man, I think they're gonna stay humble. They're 11-2. They jumped up to second in the Big 12. But I want to see what Arizona does. They always get upset, man. I want to see what happens.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. It's gonna be. It's unfortunate, but sometimes it really does come down to seeding and what bracket you get, man.
It can be a crapshoot.
It really does, because like you get that bracket with like 2 top 10 teams in it, and then that like mid-major, that's like a scrapper, dude. It's like what kind of rock fight are you gonna get into with like
heck, dude?
Wichita State or something like,
Yeah,
and
I'm
now you're
seeing
just
that
playing
now.
a team who really has no reason to like be there other than they want to upset somebody.
You guys see the St. John's in the top 10 right now?
Bro, Rick Pitino, bro. I knew I've been betting them
21-3?
morning, noon, and night. East, left, up, down. Bro, they are a machine, dude.
They just tearing through conference play too, 12-1.
My thing is, and they're in the Big East.
Yeah, they got to go against Creighton, Marquette, UConn,
Villanova.
They kind of fall
Xavier?
from grace. Villanova's 14-10.
They're still a good team, though, man. I know they have a lot of losses, but that team is going to play you for 2 halves of
They're
basketball.
11-3 at home, so I mean, you don't
that
want to go to
team,
Villanova.
They're going to fucking play you. Villanova is no slouch. They just beat the shit out of Xavier, too.
Oh, yeah.
Their past 2 games, they beat Marquette, then they go on the road and beat UConn. Now they got to go to Villanova. But
yeah, that Marquette team with Shaka Smart, that's going to be a wild card in the tournament, too.
Because you might run into a Yale 7-0 in the conference, 14-6. You might not want to run into Yale in that first round game. They might even knock you out.
Auburn certainly didn't want to run into them last season.
No, absolutely, just shafted my bracket. I just might as well deleted everything that I ever.
I like to say I saw it coming, but I didn't, and I always choose an upset. I just got lucky last year. I didn't believe it. Bruce Pearl always chokes first round games. It's just what happens.
Our big upset
do it at
last
Tennessee,
year.
too.
We picked McNeese State to just run through like 3 rounds of the tournament.
Yeah, dude.
That blew up.
Absolutely.
That was
one of those fancy
bracket,
picks,
wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That
do
was one of
think-
those fancy upsets.
I do think on the NBR community one, Yale ended up being one of our upset picks. Then we also had Oakland.
We picked Oakland.
I picked Oakland too. Wasn't it James Madison upset somebody in that 5-12? Was it JMU?
Oh,
yeah, I think
it
you're
was
right.
last year, the year before. I can't remember. I
It
think
was last year because everyone was saying that JMU's not really a college. Like, how is this even a D1 sports?
I'm like,
program?
dude, they got 2 guys that were like 6'11" guys. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, McNeese State, they played a college for women. It was like a Utah college for women was one of their games. They beat them by 40.
Jesus, man.
It was a college for women, but it was a men's team.
It was a men's team. Yeah.
They just added a men's team.
They played Regis Nursing School, and
yeah,
it's insane.
But yeah, the tournament, I can't wait for it, man. Like, I love the tournament time, dude. It's the basketball is so pure. It's so good.
It's gonna be fire. You're gonna have to do it. We last year we predicted the winner of every conference tournament. Then we put together an NBR community bracket. You're gonna have to join this.
We'll do that. Oh yeah, we definitely will.
I'll have to go back through my notes, but the conference tournament, I had a pretty good record. But we did both sides, men's and women. We hit like on over 50. We were like over 50% accurate.
You hit over 50%, man. You're in the money, dude.
Our women's bracket was pretty good. Our men's bracket, though, yeah.
Well, we had North Carolina, I think. Were they? Yeah, they were winning it all.
Yep.
They made it
We had
fairly
North
far,
Carolina.
but yeah, Bama was just a lot better of a team than we
I had Bama in that game too.
thought.
I had Bama in the Final Four. They made. I got a future ticket for Alabama to win the national championship this year.
They look nice, man. They could.
Coaches pulled. They're the number one.
I got
team.
a Bama ticket. I got a St. John's ticket, and I also have a Kentucky ticket.
I might just throw in St. John's, dude. That might be the
They're
squad.
Wagon, bro. And I want to bet Houston every year because Kelvin Sampson, the head coach over there, he came from Indiana, and then unfortunately, when NCAA was stupid and you had recruiting violations still somehow.
Yep.
Don't know how that happens, but
A lot of teams.
But they always sort of like a letdown, man. They're really good defensively, but their offense just fucking disappears at times.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like if you can't score 60 points consistently in college basketball, there's going to be a mid-major that just gets hot shooting the three, and they're going to
You
turn
have
your
another
life.
Jack Golke
happens every year to them, dude.
Yeah, it'll be another
Or
Jack.
but eventually they
Dominion
run
in the
into a
Sweet
top
16
team. Like even if they go deep, you get to like the Elite Eight, Final Four area, and they just
It just gets tougher.
choke.
It
Yeah,
gets
they just
tougher.
get stifled.
I think they lost in the national championship to that Caleb Love led North Carolina team a few years back, 3 or 4 years ago, something like that.
Who did they lose to last year? Was it
Dude,
Bama?
No, they lost to fucking Old Dominion in the Sweet 16.
You're like that. You're like watching.
So they got cracked like 74-44 or something like that.
Oh my!
They had
That
these
might have been
white
2 years
kids.
ago.
My-
They played somebody a little bit better, and
Yeah.
it was like you're like, oh, they're looking
A little.
competitive, and then they just had like a final 10 minutes of that game was just a collapse. That was like, just painful to watch from the Houston Cougars.
Let's see. I'm pulling up the 2024 bracket right now.
I got it right here, caveman.
Okay. Okay.
There we go.
Well,
while we're looking this up, drop your favorites for college basketball this season. Who do you got winning the tournament? What do you know? Who are some of your favorites to go deep in the bracket?
Oh, they lost.
Yeah,
they,
North
they
Carolina
lost.
lost to Bama.
Yeah, they lost. They lost to Miami.
99 to
2023.
97.
2024, they lost to Duke 54-51. It was 2022. They lost to UAB. That's who it was.
Okay.
They got cracked up by UAB 77-47.
Alabama, Birmingham.
Cracked them up by 30.
Come
brother.
on, dude.
And they were a two seed. They were a 2 seed, and UAB was a 14.
I think last year, actually, it says 99 to 97. I think Bama hit a game winner on them, or like made some game-winning free throws or something. That final was close, and then Bama freaking went on a crazy run.
They did.
Beat Clemson, but lost to UConn in the semis.
UConn in the semis, yep.
And NC State made a crazy run. There's always that team, dude.
There's always one,
We're
dude.
gonna get
There's
another
always one.
NC State. That was a fun team, man.
That
DJ
was a fun team.
Big,
That was a fun. They used to dunk it on everybody too.
cooking.
They had a big guy.
Them going against Purdue. They had that. Who's that freaking guy they had, dude?
It was DJ Burns.
DJ
You're talking about the big center, yeah.
Big center kid, yeah.
That was. It's gonna be another DJ Burns this year. We're gonna see another Jack Goldkey this year.
Every year,
There's gonna
man.
be
That's
some
what I
doctor
love
from
about the
Yale that
tournament.
lights them up
It's just
from
gonna
three.
it's just going to be guys. Clemson is going to the Final Four this year. Lock it in, Jimmy. I don't know,
Oh,
man. Where are they at?
Kyle and
I don't
Clemson,
think
man.
anything about Clemson this year, Kyle. To be honest with you, brother.
Clemson, they are. I think they're one of the only 2 teams ranked in the ACC. Actually, if we're being honest.
This guy in Clemson, man.
Yeah, I mean they're 23rd. They're 20-5, 12-2 in conference. They did just beat Duke.
Oh,
okay.
That was this Saturday.
Kyle off the top rope.
Yeah.
That's his squad right there.
But dude, it's those stories about those kids that you're like, who the bleep is this guy? You know what I mean? And then it's
Oh,
just like, love that
every
guy.
year
Like,
you
I
get
want that
like
guy on my NBA team.
A tournament hero, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you'll probably never hear about this guy again in your life.
Right.
But for those couple weeks,
It's
at the
awesome.
end of March,
It's
he's a
electric,
legend.
bro. It's wild.
It's
You
great.
know? And then you get these upstarts that like, bro, I seen it with one who's an NBA icon now. We all know him. Steph fucking Curry, brother.
Eaton.
Small time school.
The first one where it was like
Hero of
David.
Dayton. Yeah.
I watched him in college in 07, my first duty station. It was his sophomore year. This is before the tournament. This is an October game, dude, against like an HBCU school. I'm on the color guard. I'm at the fucking South Carolina State Davidson game. Okay. I'm holding a rifle. You're a boy. I talked to this dude in a wheelchair. He's like a student athletic service dude for Davidson. Okay. Small gym in South Carolina State. And I'm like, hey, brother, like, who's the guy to watch? And he's like, oh, Del Curry, he played in the NBA. And I was like, oh, I know Del Curry. He was a shooter. He's like, yeah, his son Steph Curry, he's going to be awesome in the NBA. And it's just one sheet. The program was a yellow piece of paper. And he's all the way at the bottom. And I'm like, he's my size, dude. And he's like, just watch. Gave him 60, and he didn't even play like the last 8 minutes of the second half. He had 35 by halftime. And that was it.
Oh, yeah.
That November, he upsets Duke in the Sweet 16, and it's like, oh, yeah, this is the guy. And then he comes back his junior year, goes on and becomes a top 10 pick in the NBA draft, and the rest is history. But I was like, that was the first tournament guy that turned a kid who was unknown. Steph Curry, Davidson. If he was good, he would have been in a major Division I college basketball team. But he's caveman size in college. Skinny. He had a girl set shot because he couldn't catch the ball up here.
Didn't fit the jersey. The freaking clips of him in the tournament.
I mean, obviously he's on the juice now, but like back then he wasn't. Now he's like Rambo with his arms. Like, stop it, Steph. I know what you're doing, brother. You know what I mean? It ain't McDonald's, you know what I mean? Like, you're not doing that. But I'm like, there's always one. Like, I remember like going back to NC State and DJ Burns, like, oh, this guy in the NBA, I want my team to get him. And I'm like, don't. This dude stinks. But it's a fun story. It's a fun story.
Tournament hero, yeah.
Tournament hero, man.
We're gonna have another guy like just
give them
like
their
that
15
this year.
minutes in March.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Makes the games good. Because in college at that point, like when he's playing, nobody wanted that problem. Nobody wanted that problem. Like I didn't NC State run into Purdue and Zach Edey kind of gave him buckets.
Yeah.
Happened.
See the finals.
It was like another big guy.
63 to 50. They lost by 13 in the semis. Yeah, I mean,
guy just torched his ass up, and I'm like, yeah,
It was like he wasn't bad offensively in that game, but like he was kind of undersized for a center. He was just like big, he was just
chunky.
the unit of a man. But like Edey is just like that much taller. It's like he can't even.
You didn't really have a chance.
That was why Purdue just ran through everybody when they had Edey, because like most of the teams they played, like nobody was even like close to tall enough. He just no one could really contest his shot until they ran into Donovan Clingan.
Crazy.
Clingan was able to lock him up a bit.
NC State though took down Marquette, took down Duke in that tourney run. Absolutely insane.
Gave Duke problems. Kyle Filipowski didn't want no problem of that DJ Burns dude.
Yep. They beat Texas Tech, Oakland, Marquette, Duke, and then Purdue got him. I mean, Purdue was the 1 seed. That's the big dog right there.
Yeah, and then Purdue lost to UConn in the Natty.
Yep, that was a fun tourney last year.
That was a fun tourney.
And I'm seeing, JMU beat Wisconsin, who was the 5.
That's it. That's the game I was thinking about.
Yeah,
because I'm like, I bet on JMU to beat somebody good in that first round. Where everybody's like, you're nuts. And I'm like, no, this is
the 5.
They had a point guard. I can't remember his name. They had a point guard who was a fucking Energizer bunny, dude. He was running up and down that court. Those white kids from Wisconsin. They want to stand behind the 3-point line, shoot the 3. This kid's running up and down the fucking court. They're like, yeah, they could not stop that kid, dude. You get a point guard. If you got a point guard and a big man, it really doesn't matter what team you're on. If you got a point guard and a big and you can run a 2-man game and sort of play ball control, and you have a couple guys that can shoot a 3 for you, you can win a tournament game. It doesn't matter if you're big school, small school, mid-major.
It's huge as well. You have to have a good guard.
You have to have a fucking guard who can control.
Yeah, facilitator, and that dude's got to be able to go up and like take a lot of shots and fill it up too.
Yep.
Be good playmaker.
Yeah, man.
That's why it's always fun to watch. You get to see like the guards that are really going to be like, you're like, all right, this guy's in the NBA.
Yeah.
That's where you see it.
There was a North Carolina. Do y'all remember Ty Lawson, Denver Nuggets legend?
I got it,
dude. Dude, when he was at North Carolina, bro, for those couple of years, his contact balance in the air when he was getting hit, how he was still able to lay the ball up. Bro, he was one of those dudes in the tournament that like went from unheralded, really an unknown, like not like 3-star athlete, backup point guard at North Carolina. Oh, yeah. This is the guy, can't stop him. Okay, now he's the starter. They go to the national championship game. I think they win. I think they beat Michigan. I can't remember who. I can't remember who they beat, but they won. He definitely won the national championship. And then, yeah, man, rest is history. Gets drafted. Did y'all draft him in the top 10? I can't remember where Denver drafted him, but
I think we did get him in the top 10. He was with us.
I know he got drafted in the
I feel like he was a lottery pick. I don't know if it was top 10, but it was at least the lottery.
Yeah.
He was on our team his whole career, I'm pretty sure. We were always such a scrappy team with Ty Lawson, man.
For real.
We lost Melo, and it was Ty Lawson and Gallinari and freaking Kenneth Faried out there.
Kenneth Faried, my guy. Shout out Marquette. That was another guy in the tournament.
We had 1 year.
Those guys were
Gallinari was
scrappy.
cooking. We had the best record in the NBA with freaking Gallinari. We had Iguodala that year, and we had pretty sure we still had Melo.
Hawks that the Nuggets had.
Paul Millsap.
Paul Millsap did.
We had Paul Millsap for a little bit at the end of his career.
It was, dude, if he ever lost like 15 pounds and ever developed like a 3-pointer, the biggest mismatch in the history of the NBA would have been him.
He was like 6'9".
But he was strong as bull, dude. Like,
yeah.
He was a bull in a china shop, dude. Like, he get the ball because he had a handle.
He could,
shoot a little bit.
Dribble the fucking basketball for a
He
big
could
guy.
post up on you.
What you were saying with that 3-point shot, man. I remember watching Millsap. He get hot from 3 random games, bro. Like
Random games, he would light it up.
around. Dude, you're like,
Because you have to play off of him. You press him and he can dribble the ball and he gets in the paint. You're not stopping that guy. But there was times like if he ever had developed that 3, dude,
He would have been pretty nasty.
oh, it would have been over for the NBA, dude. It'd have been over.
Oh yeah, we had him like early Jokic days. We had Paul
Early
Millsap
Jokic,
when they were still.
I think he
coming
was
back.
kind of old by then, though.
Yeah, that was
He
towards
was on
the
a
end of
couple
his
teams.
career.
Because I know he was on the
Jokic
Hawks
really
for-
worked into
for-
the starting lineup.
Yeah.
Starting to get old.
That's true. That's crazy. At one point, Jokic wasn't even really like a full-time starter. Who was? Because that was before Malone got there, I think. Though
We
was Malone the
also-
coach then? I don't
We
think he was.
drafted Jokic at the year before we hired Malone.
Word.
Well,
Yeah,
we
'cause
were probably
Malone
still
was-
starting
Malone was
Mason
at Sacramento.
Plumlee and just playing
I
horrible
remember being
basketball.
with Sacramento and Luke Walton. Fucking Luke Walton.
Yeah, dude.
I remember him over there.
That was
Yeah.
after he got freaking kicked out of LA.
Yeah. Yeah. Ran out of town.
Ran out of LA.
Absolutely not, dude.
You're gone,
No
buddy.
way. We're not having this hippie fuck coach me. Fuck that. Going to Grateful Dead shows and shit and dropping acid on the sideline.
All right, fellas, we've been going for a while again. We're going to hit another quick break. But when we come back, a lot of big name free agents hitting the market in the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to discuss where some of these guys go. So stay tuned. Don't want to miss
Oh, yeah.
out. We'll be back on Till the Final Whistle.
Been a little crazy, and I haven't had much time. Crazy, it gets me the more you're on my mind. Thought of you and the things you do got me spinning. Never thought
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
You are looking live at Till the Final Whistle.
That's
Boys
it.
are back in the house.
Back in the house. What's up, dog?
Cam, Puppy Cam,
Hell yeah.
Yep.
HG.
Yep.
That's the
Helping me
first
with all
time
my
we've seen her on the
sports
show.
analysis.
I like it. I like it.
Cam, yeah,
Boys, I was looking at something real quick before we get to the NFL free agents and maybe some trades and stuff because some guys are probably going to get traded this year.
Yeah,
we
were
know the
breaking
NFL.
Go
is-
to the Broncos. That's the
Boys,
topic I wanted to.
have you guys seen these concession stand and merch prices at the Super Bowl?
No, I haven't. I just assumed they were
A
ungodly.
Super Bowl Hawaiian button-up polo shirt was $170 fucking dollars, dude.
Yo,
Okay.
let's-
What are we doing?
A Crown
What
Royal
are
of
we-
Coca-Cola was $34.
the price gouge bowl. That's what this is.
34?
$34 for a Crown and Coke, brother.
Yeah.
Dude.
No way. And how much?
Specialty drinks were in the upper range of $50. Specialty cocktails, like the cocktails that they make, that they made, whatever.
Yeah.
Special for the game. $50, dude.
Thinking Crown Royal and Coke's a specialty cocktail enough as it. Like, come on.
A Jester Chiefs and Eagles Super Bowl bobblehead was $74.99.
Saints, baby, we're broke, man. Had to get that money back somehow. Got to get that 50 million back somehow.
For real.
Sorry, man. Sorry, y'all. We got 50 million. We got to get back.
A baby onesie was $75. Why? The Super Bowl, the official Super Bowl vest, like that black puffy vest that all those dudes were wearing on the set, was $500 in the merch shop, dude.
Dude, no.
That's
For a Walmart vest, bro.
It makes sense. That's the only people I saw wearing that jacket was the
Yeah.
people on the
Was the
broadcast.
people on the set? Yeah.
No, none of the fans had that. They all had their own gear.
Hey, is Tom Brady over under $1 million in Tom Brady's plastic surgery for his jawline?
Oh,
What is going on with that guy's face?
I feel like under just because I think he would go somewhere to like the Mexico or somewhere where it's cheaper.
Yeah, like Thailand.
That's fair.
Yeah. Because he took pay cuts, so I also feel like Brady at points was also like a cheapskate,
Do that.
He just
Yeah,
gives me
he
that like
took pay cuts, but still got
Oh, it's
in
like
the excess of $700 million in his playing career.
yeah. Well, he took pay cuts, but also like was making $10 million on the side from sponsorship deals because everyone wants to
He took a
sponsor
pay
Tom
cut because he
Brady.
knew he's still getting a bag.
Selling the TB12 method,
TB12 method for $1 million a month.
Yeah. I'll tell you,
Literally.
the TB12 method is be
It's a couple protein shakes and some avocado toast. Dude.
Right.
$1
And be
million
super rich and have
Some
all your
honey on
time
there.
dedicated to your health.
Yeah.
Don't look like how Tom Brady looks when he's 40.
People were trolling him though because like the watch that he was wearing, people were saying it was fake.
That just fits my cheapskate.
That Jacob and Co. They were like, brother, like, they were like, so who has the real one? Because Tom Brady was seen at the Super Bowl wearing it, but then you had Jeff Bezos wearing one also, and Jacob said it's one of one, like I've only made one, and they're both wearing it the same day. So who had the fake?
I don't know, man.
Maybe Jeff. Who knows?
Jeff's got a little bit more money though.
Yeah, and he probably owns the fucking gold mine that that
Made
that
it.
watch was made
Yeah.
made with. But anyway, let's get to some of these free agents, boys.
We've got one right now, man.
There's a few
quarterback
guys. I mean, Myles Garrett is obviously in the news, and same with Max Crosby. But those guys aren't free agents. Those guys are going to need to be traded for. So it's going to be
Yeah,
interesting to see what happens down the stretch for those dudes. But
And if you want to see who we think they're getting traded to. Me and Caveman, we broke down Max Crosby, Deebo Samuel, and Cooper Kupp, all their potential trade destinations on the Monday show.
Monday.
Cool.
Jimmy, me and Caveman both think the Packers,
man.
best spot for Myles Garrett to go.
Nope.
Packers,
We will not sign him at 30 years old to that contract because remember, whoever trades for him is going to have to take on a cap hit of $57 million.
Yeah.
Welcome to the club. Come on, Packers.
Not going to happen.
We're doing
Packers
fine.
will not do that.
You just
If
got to
we-
sell your Super Bowl prices through the roof.
If we do a trade for anybody, we're going to go the younger route because nobody's going to give compensation for Myles Garrett this year. I don't think
Then
Myles Garrett.
maybe Packers sign Josh Sweat.
I would see Max Crosby if anybody because of the relationship with him and Josh Jacobs, and they both share an agent.
Could be potential.
That's the
You're
only guy.
sleeping on Myles Garrett though. That dude's still.
Yeah,
He's a stud. He's a stud. But I'm not going to give up 3 first-round picks and take on $57 million at the same time.
Fair.
Nobody's going to do that.
Fair.
So if I'm going to take on compensation, I'm going to give you a 5th rounder and a future 3rd. The Browns aren't that dumb to do that for Myles Garrett. So, and the Browns also aren't stupid enough to take on all of the bag, eat the cap hit just to get compensation. You know, they're not going to do that either. Their GM's not that stupid. I don't see him getting traded until next year when his cap hit falls to $28.5 million in 2026. Because now that's going to be more reasonable for me to give you at least a couple first-round picks, and I can take on $26 million for that elite player. Because he's an elite player. I'm not questioning that. He's a dog.
Do you think
he's
if he doesn't get
he's
traded,
a top
he
5 guy.
holds out? Probably.
What?
If he doesn't get traded,
He's under contract for 4 more years, dude. He just re-signed a mega deal 2 years ago.
Yeah. If he does
So-
get traded, though, Jimmy, where do you think a landing spot for Myles Garrett could be? If not the Packers.
Patriots.
interesting.
They do need a defensive lineman.
$140 million in salary cap space.
Yeah.
That might be an exaggeration, but I know they're number 1. And they need anything over there with a name attached to it because they know they have a guy. Now, this is the thing. Will Myles Garrett want to go to the Patriots because he wants to win a Super Bowl. So if not the Patriots, if not the Bears, boys, I could really see him going to Detroit.
We laid that out on the
That's a
table as
desperate
well.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
laid
that's
that
a
one out.
desperate team, and there's familiarity there with their defensive coordinator, who was the defensive line coach for Myles Garrett in Cleveland when he was a rookie.
We did also say Washington because Washington's got around $80 million in cap room.
They
They
have
could
a
use
good
that
one.
from your pass rusher. I mean, you got the QB, you got the receiver. Now you just need the elite edge rusher.
You need, get
Those are
the
the
guy.
3 biggest pillars of players that you need.
I like it.
Championship type team.
I like it. Yeah.
Commanders.
I mean, and I think there's a significant drop off between the top 2 guys, obviously, in this class with Myles Garrett and Max Crosby's name being out there with Josh. I like Josh Sweat, solid player. Not to the level of those guys.
Oh, not
He
yet.
reminds me
He's
of
a
like a
young guy.
Bryce Huff with hype, because he won a Super Bowl.
He's the young guy.
I mean,
I think
don't know. He's been in the league a little while
back to
now.
the Eagles to develop. Just
It's gonna
stay.
be- it's going to be one of
Stay
those
Eagles.
things. It's going to be one of those things just to see what the compensation is. Because I mean, he won a Super Bowl, so he's going to get paid. But it's like I don't want to give him more than $20 million for that. I mean, what do you have like in the regular season? Like, I mean, Brandon Graham was their number 1 pass rusher still, and he didn't play at 3/4 of the season. So it's just, I just don't know. Like, it's just one of those things, man. Like, especially pass rusher now, like that interior is more important than an edge rusher now. If you have that interior guy pass rushing up the middle, that's way more effective than, rushing off the edge, especially in today's new era of football where it's like, if you don't have a running game in that offensive line, you're going to have a tough go of it. And if you can't stop the run, you're going to even have a worse go of it.
I think
So-
teams also now they designed offense now just to contain the edge so well. But if you got to do that, just interrupts those interior gaps and just flies through the A gap and will just surprise your QB.
Yeah.
That's like Teams
can
aren't
just
ready
mess.
for that.
That's how plays go off schedule because now you have quarterbacks or, look at what happened to the Detroit Lions offensive line. In that playoff game, they're getting their shit blitzed up the middle, and you have Jared Goff on the move, and it's like I've been saying it for 3.5 fucking years. If you move Jared Goff, if he drops back 3 steps and can stand on the quarter and throw the football on the quarter, he's awesome. What more do you want? You make him move off that hash mark, he is as bad as there is in the history of the NFL. It's just what it is, and you have to get pressure up the middle to do that. And I see teams really value. I mean, the Jalen Carters of the world. I mean, look at what Akeem Hicks did for the Chicago Bears when he was there. If you got that guy in the middle, you get the guy in the middle there. Yeah. And even when the Broncos Mercury, when you guys had that dog offense, I mean, I know you guys had Von Miller, but when you guys were the best, you had that pass rush up the middle there. You guys were really fucking teams up offensively because that's how plays get off schedule. Your running back now has to pick up the blitz. Now your tackles are one-on-one on the outside. It's a different fucking ball game altogether.
He's crazy, Mercury.
Outside of the pass rushers, man, I mean, T. Higgins is probably the number 1 free agent, I think.
Yeah, that's where a lot of I'm looking at a bunch of sites right now. They all got him ranked 1.
That's who I would think if the Packers are going to go after somebody. It's either going to, I really think it'll be either him, Devontae. I could really see Cooper Kupp going to Green Bay too. I could really see it.
Cooper Kupp?
Yeah.
That would make some sense. Yeah, he would be a trade piece, but I could see them certainly wanting to trade for him.
There's familiarity there with McVay and LaFleur. Systems work. He's a third down receiver. That's Higgins, what we need.
I just see him in a Chargers jersey, man. Like I feel
I could see him in Patriots
huge need for him.
Patriots
Drake May needs a wide receiver.
Patriots have the money to sign
everybody. They can really fuck up everybody because they can really
$123 million in cap. The Chargers do have the 4th most cap room. They got 60.
Oh, do they? Okay.
$5 million.
Where's Packers at right now?
The Packers, they are 14th. They got $44 million to play with.
And I know June 1st, A-Rod's contract. I wonder what it'll be right around the beginning of the new league year too. And we don't know how much the cap is going to go up this year.
Right. That's liable to change with the start of the new league.
But I thought I read right around 40, and that's like the most we've had. I don't even know how long, dude. Like we've never had that much. We've always been like at 15, 20. We're at 40. And I'm like, man, we can go get
we can go
get Aaron Rodgers.
-50.
We can go get Aaron Rodgers, mate. We can go get A-Rod. We can't do Pat McAfee now. Enigma.
Bring him back. Yeah, I gotta say the wide receiver class this year, I think, at least on the offensive side of the ball, your strongest position group because we got T. Higgins. Obviously, that's the biggest name. Stephon Diggs, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, some older vets that are, but still could provide some value to the team. Chris Godwin.
Is Debo a free agent or is he in a trade for him?
He's requesting a trade.
Oh, it's a trade. I didn't know if he was a free agent or not. But I don't like Debo all that much. He's kind of fat bastard in today's NFL.
Yeah, he's going to the Panthers. Me and K-Man already decided that.
Yeah. Literally, we had the realization.
It's kind of a good spot. You're not far off. Panthers. You're not far because Bryce Young. I mean, I love Xavier Legette, but he needs some help. Bryce Young does.
Chris Godwin coming off of what was on pace to be a career year for him before he got that ankle injury. Again, Todd Bowles, war criminal, leaving him in that game.
War criminal, dude.
Hey, you lost both receivers that game.
For sure.
They nearly tanked my fantasy season in one league and then did hurt me mightily in 2 others, bro. Godwin was the guy.
Yeah. They might have beat the freaking Commanders. They had another receiver in that game.
Probably. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Gaiman.
Marquise Brown, he was really hurt all year. Interesting. He's still only 27.
You can replace that in the draft.
Yeah, I mean,
he's going to be one of those training camp additions where people, oh, Hollywood Brown's going to his 6th team in 5 years. You know what I mean? Like,
he's going to the Saints. We're gonna sign him.
I mean, that's not a bad destination. I mean, you're $54 million in the hole. I mean,
He's made enough money. He's had his few big deals.
Where was he at this year? Arizona.
He was with the Chiefs, but he just never got healthy.
That's right.
Yeah, he never got healthy. Darius Slayton, you can replace that in the draft.
Slayton, yeah, you can get that in the draft.
No,
watch him slip around the freaking. Watch him slip around MetLife all year.
Those really
flip side,
free agents.
We're looking at cornerbacks here. Some huge names here as well. Travarius Ward, Carlton Davis, both guys have really good seasons. Yeah. DJ Reed off of the Jets. Byron Murphy had a really good year with the Vikings.
He's a free agent?
Yeah, Rasul Douglas will be a free agent. Tre'Davious White, Mike Hilton.
The Jaguars have a young DB that's a free agent. The Jags do that I really, really, really like. I forgot his name though.
I'm looking for you.
Is it Cisco?
Oh, he's a safety. Andre Cisco.
He's pretty good, dude. I could see a team being desperate enough to sign him to some stupid fucking deal that would make no sense for a safety. Because he's got intangibles and he has his age and his production. They also have another DB over there too that was pretty good that they're not going to re-sign. That's probably going to be a free agent. That is a corner. Can't remember his name though. If you said it, I would remember it.
Some other good safeties on here. Javon Holland, Talanoa Hufanga from the Niners, Cam Bynum, free agent.
I don't know what the Bengals free. Hey, real quick, Mercury. Sorry, K-Man. Where's the Bengals cap space at?
The Bengals,
because that's going to be the team.
They need to sign defensive players. That's
what I'm getting at, K-Man. You read my
mind.
They're
11th most. They got $49 million.
They can make a move, dude.
They
can make a move.
Ooh, there's some guys on here, man. There's some guys on this list, dude.
They can make a move. Where's Buffalo?
The Bills, not as much, honestly. There's this.
Yeah, because they got some guys under contract.
Oh yeah, they're actually in the negative. They have one of the worst. They're minus nearly 12 million.
Welcome to the club.
It's that Von Miller contract.
It's that Von Miller, yeah.
That one's pretty bad for him.
Yeah, what a fall from grace.
Yeah, and then they got like another. I don't know if they're still paying something for Diggs.
He's also a free agent this year.
And then they just also got like another like older guy that's just like not doing shit that they're paying kind of too much money.
Yeah,
I don't remember who, but
yeah, they probably won't re-sign Rasul Douglas.
They need to workshop some stuff, dude. If you're a Cleveland Browns fan, I mean, terrible time to be alive. Myles Garrett wants out. Your quarterback
Denzel Ward wants out.
That's the guy who I would go and trade for.
Yeah, if Myles Garrett gets traded,
trade for some
Denzel Ward wants to go too.
And then the cherry on top of this shit, Sunday, minus 27.5 million in cap.
Who?
The Browns.
Oh yeah, they're gone,
dude.
Because they have that Newsome dude, right? Is that his last name?
Greg Newsome, and they have Denzel Ward.
And they got to pay. They're gonna have to pay him. But Denzel Ward is probably the wild card in all of this, because I know teams last year were trying to make a trade for the guy, but his cap hit last year was like 27 million. So it was like something stupid. It was like one of the. It was top 3 money at a DB position in the NFL last year.
He made a lot.
So it was like, I don't know if a team was willing to, again, Myles Garrett situation, give up that much compensation and take on the bag. Because the Browns, they don't want to eat the dead cap hit because they're in the negative. So they definitely can't eat the cap hit.
They can't do that.
Yeah,
but then you're not going to get any compensation because the team's going to take on the money. So now you're damned if you do, damned if you don't sort of deal, and you're just fucking screwed either way.
Yeah, they're screwed.
You know what I mean? Like, you trade Denzel Ward or Myles Garrett, you're going to be a 3-win team. and you're going to be in the negative
You'd be
in the
broke.
salary cap, and you're not going to get any compensation but a 3rd round pick. And then it's like you get laughed at because you traded a 3rd round pick for fucking Myles Garrett.
Bad
It's hard.
time for
They're
the Browns.
screwed.
NFL's hard. Can
I
confirm
think-
it.
Actually, I think I was reading the wrong call. I think they're actually minus 34 million, which is
Even
even worse.
I mean, if you're in the negative at any dollar amount, you're fucking screwed in the NFL on the salary cap.
And where are the Saints at?
Minus
Dead last.
They just
minus
gotta eat
60
it.
million. Yeah, still dead last.
They got to eat it with Watson and just release him, dude.
Yeah.
You got to
They should
eat it.
get that.
You just got to eat it, brother.
That's what the Broncos did with Russell Wilson. They're like, yeah, this ain't happening. Like, we're just
eat it.
Take
It's
the
not
dead
gonna work.
cap
They had the
hit.
second overall pick. Just
Right.
get
Because
get
my
rid of
thing
it.
is, last year, if they released him, they would have paid a $60 million cap hit. You paid him anyway, and you still have a top 5 pick in the draft for this year. I forgot where they're picking, 3rd or 4th. I can't remember. But
They're second, Cleveland.
oh, they're second. Oh my! You should have cut him last year.
No.
Dude, right. I mean,
All they
you're
did this year was get injured and throw picks. It was so bad.
You lose nothing. It's not like you're
Like-
going to win with it. I mean, Baker Mayfield won his playoff. I mean, what do you don't need much.
Yeah. They can get a guy.
NFL's hard, bro.
They
you're
can get-
second. Like, you're in the spot to take a quarterback anyways. And it's like,
Right.
Yep.
why'd you pay
Go get
Watson?
Cam
all
Ward, fuck over the entire NFL, draft Cam Ward, cut like last year. You get rid of Deshaun Watson, you just ride with Jameis Winston. Fuck it, you're gonna be a top 5 pick.
Nah,
Keep the
Jameis
cap hit.
Winston. Jameis Winston is a free agent
Yeah,
this
he's
year.
a
though.
free agent too.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
but
you
I mean,
said.
like last year, you know what I mean. You could have had,
Oh.
or like what they had Joe Flacco too. So it's like you could have had like one of those dudes this year, eat the cap hit because next year would have fallen off, which we're into next year now from last year. You know, now you would have freed up maybe a little bit of cap hit, you know, cap space where it's not as bad, and you don't have Deshaun Watson anymore. You know, now you can draft Cam Ward, but now you can't draft Cam Ward because those 1st round quarterback contracts are still fucking nuts.
Yeah,
And you can't do that because you're still paying Deshaun Watson, who's towards Achilles, and he's not going to play till probably week 15.
Well, he re-injured it, so I don't know if he'll even be like he re-injured it right at the end of the regular season or during the playoffs. So
Oh yeah, he's probably.
yeah,
Not
I mean,
gonna come back.
there's a good chance he doesn't even play again next season.
Yeah, you should have just. Fuck, dude. Fucking Browns, dude.
I mean, this is
They're
what they
horrible.
get for you're paying
It
this
is.
guy who was sat out from football for 2 years.
2 years.
Now, dealing with all
Not
this.
to their fault though, because they signed him when he was playing.
No. They made the trade for him and then like got him
All
after
of that
he
came
sat out, and then they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna pay him like this historic contract before he even plays a down of football for us.
Yeah.
Before we even see what we got. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, they paid him on potential because of what he did in Houston.
And that's
And,
the
right,
Broncos
he was
did the
awesome in
same thing
Houston.
with Russell
Can't even
Wilson.
deny it.
We
got him on
traded for him
potential.
and then gave him a 5-year extension, and it was like, oh wait, he
No.
sucks now.
Yeah.
Broncos did it right.
Well,
Like
we just
seven,
bit
yeah.
the
Broncos did it
bullet.
right.
Just getting rid of him.
Yeah,
See ya.
Bye.
Eat
We'll
the cap
get-
hit.
We'll
Because
get
now
the
next year, I mean, you clear up $60 million next year,
Yeah.
and now you're in a position to make a move with a young rookie quarterback. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, last year Broncos were like near the bottom of the league in total cap space, and now we've cleared that dead cap hit. We
Yeah.
got 36 million to play around with. It ain't a ton of money, but it's
You can make a move.
You can get
top
some guys.
15.
You
in
can
the
take on a
league.
max contract from somebody.
Yeah.
You can get a pretty decent player.
And I mean, we still got time before the new league year to move around some assets.
And you can
Yeah,
like
that's
fidget
good.
with like when you release somebody post June 1st, so you save on the cap.
Yeah, exactly.
That post June 1st designation.
Yep. They got some
You know?
time.
And then you can release them like right after training camp, and then somehow that saves teams like $50 million somehow sometimes. You know.
Got some time.
Well, I gotta say, I mean, I know these teams are trash, but if you're Raiders and Patriots fan, top 2 teams in terms of free cap space. Like all 122 million for the Patriots. They got a ton of
T.
money.
Higgins to the Raiders, and then they try and get a QB.
Russell Wilson did. He's a free agent. The reunion. Russ and Pete Carroll.
Oh,
they're gonna get.
No,
they're getting Shador.
No, I don't know if they'll be able. They're gonna have to make a
trade.
Trading
up.
They're
trading up.
They're picking 6, so they're
selling their soul to fucking Tennessee, dude. They're selling their soul to I mean,
Tennessee's open to trade the pick. They have opportunity.
If you're the
Raiders, make the right move.
Trade Max Crosby for the number 1 overall pick.
They're open to trading it.
Man, that would certainly be crazy. The thing, yeah, I mean, you are gonna have to give the Titans like a lot though, because they also really need a quarterback.
They need everything.
Yeah. Wide receiver, edge, offensive
Stafford to the Raiders.
I could see it.
I did see that.
I could see it.
Potential.
But then who would the Rams have at quarterback? Because Stafford's still under contract.
I could see it.
So they're
I kind of could see that though.
The Rams planning on trading up, and like, or they wouldn't bring in Aaron Rodgers. That'd be crazy. We were talking about this year.
Raiders, A-Rod to the Raiders.
The Raiders really.
That was
get
we had the theory: Raiders or Steelers for Aaron Rodgers, man.
Yeah, Raiders or Steelers.
I already know where Aaron Rodgers is going, boys. All you got to do is ask me, and I'll tell you.
Are the Vikings gonna do the funniest thing?
It's obvious, isn't it?
They're gonna do the funniest thing.
It's the fucking most obvious, bro. The train wreck with Sam Darnold was too obvious.
Sam Darnold being a free agent.
It's obvious.
Go to the.
Where do you think Sam Darnold goes?
Darnold.
Raiders.
Raiders. Yeah, I don't know if you want him on that type of.
I don't know if they're.
Dude, I could see. I mean, Tennessee. Maybe they trade back and get Max Crosby, give up that first pick. You sign Darnold. You do have obviously his contract value has dropped, so you probably don't have to pay him as much because he.
If I'm an owner or GM, I'm not coming within a stone's throw of Sam Darnold.
Well, I'm talking if you're a team like Tennessee, you're really, even if you get a quarterback, you're really not
right
in a position to still be competitive.
So don't even fucking pay him. I don't even give a shit.
Right.
I'd go get John David Booty or General Booty from Oklahoma Tech or whatever the hell he's at, and just give me the name. Give me some. I would rather have a guy that's gonna get me in the media so I can get advertising dollars than spending money on Sam bleeping Darnold.
I think that I want to see him get aggressive and try to go for try to get trade for that quarterback pick.
I could see it with the Patriots, dude. I really can with T. Higgins. I kind of saw it immediately with Vrabes there, that quarterback with Drake May.
One final theory, guys, because he's also free agent, Justin Fields. Where does he go, man? What's his future hold?
Tennessee. That's another thing.
He's probably cheaper than Darnold too.
Callahan's the coach there, offensive coordinator with Jalen Hurts, kind of one of those guys who has a dual threat background.
Got Tony Pollard there too. Option game could be kind of crazy.
I could see Justin Fields maybe to the New York Jets with Aaron Glenn.
That's a possibility.
Jets aren't really in a position where you are going to draft a quarterback.
Right.
Besides Shador and Cam Ward, there aren't really any QBs I think are ready to go day one.
I'm not going to go burn. And I'm not even that high on Shador or Cam Ward.
Right. I'm not jazzed about those guys going day one either,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
True.
Give them.
Because Shador last year, he's not a first-round quarterback last year.
Yeah. Well, and his big problem, when the protection broke down, he just got under siege, and he was athletic enough to to escape it if it was occasional, but when it was just all game, he just his timing, he just couldn't get anything done. It's if you're getting
under
drafted,
pressure, It is where you saw where he kind of holds on to the ball a little bit too long when he is under pressure. And this year, a little bit much more improvement, but I think probably biggest thing on the draft board for him right now, holding on to the ball too long.
Yep.
Yeah, he wants to make too many plays happen.
Yeah.
All right. We've gone over a lot of time, boys. It's 10:02. Thanks
Great
to
show.
everyone who tuned in today to watch.
I'll jump on when I can next.
No Monday show for a few weeks. We're bringing it back once conference tournaments start up here for college
Madness
hoops.
Mondays.
Cool.
Jimmy,
Love
good to
y'all,
have you
brother.
back on the show, brother.
Love y'all, man.
Hope
Oh,
you're
yeah.
doing well on
I'm here because of y'all.
Appreciate you.
I'll jump on when I can, boys.
Right. Till next time. This is
Next time.
the final whistle. Have a good day, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us, giving our veterans a voice.